Hi, this is Review Person, and I'm giving my first review on this book series that I just recently completed. And I'm sure a lot of people know what this book series is. I've read that it sold like 8 million or 8.5 million copies. It's called the Twilight Series. Well, first off, I have to say that I feel as if the Twilight series should have had a official name. And what I mean the official name is the name for the whole entire series, not the name of the first book. It's called Twilight, so we're gonna call it the Twilight series. Because in all honesty, if you read the first book, you'll be like, if you did go on the internet, like find out what the next book was or anything, you'd probably be like kind of weird, like, huh? What's the series name? Because I mean, Aragon had, the Inherited series. That's what's the series name for Aragon. Aragon was the first book, but the series name was Inherited series. Harry Potter. The reason everybody called it the Harry Potter series because technically it was the Harry Potter series. It was, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Harry Potter and, Order of the Phoenix, because it was the Harry Potter series. It's just each book had its own title. So I felt as if she should have came up with her own name for the series completely, not, my first book name is Twilight, so I'm gonna just call every other book's gonna be the Twilight series. Okay. Anyways, moving on. Well, I read the first book, Twilight, and I felt as if Twilight was a decent book for a beginning, I could say. The book should have had more detail where detail needed to be. And what I'm trying to say is that she had over detailed places that should not have been, like the rain. I remember part, when Bella was outside or something and it was raining, I believe, and she just put so much into detail about the rain and how it looked and how it felt, and I'm like, okay, that's not really needed that much. But in your first chapter, you didn't even tell us where Bella was at. All you said was that her mother drove her to the airport. But you never said if she was still in the car or if she was actually inside of the airport. And a lot of people I've actually talked to have said that they don't know exactly where she was at. So, it's not just me. Also, I felt as if Bella seemed a little shallow almost. Especially when she made friends with Edward, and all the rest of the Cullens. She pretty much forgot about her friends. Some of them were really her friends, but Bella didn't know that. We kind of felt that. And, we didn't know that until we actually read other parts of her website, I think. So, yeah, I thought Bella was really mean for that. But my overall review for Twilight Book 1 would definitely be a 3.5. I think it was, a decent book, but it wasn't something that I'll be like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Okay, now as far as New Moon, I felt New Moon was actually pretty decent. I actually liked it better than Twilight. I guess because of the fact that Bella wasn't with Edward anymore. But I like her with Edward, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, Edward just seems too perfect for me. I hate guys who are too perfect. I'm sorry. I like some flaws with it, especially how controlling he was over her. I hated that, because that's why I really could never become Bella, because Bella was just too, allowed him, to control her too much. Tell her what she could do and what she can't do, and say you do this, you do that, and don't you dare do this. I'm like, please, no, not for me. And I hated how she cried. Yeah, that's the only part in the New Moon I actually really hated, was the fact that she cried, like, throughout the book about Edward being gone. Get over it, he's gone. Live your own life for once. Be happy about being free finally. I suspect, you're gonna cry for like maybe a week or so, but like almost 6 months. Come on now, Bella. You have to let it go. You have to, in order to move on. And was it just me, or did she say in New Moon that Edward's face did not give off a reflection in the mirror? I believe she said that. I'm not sure. Okay, so yeah, she did. I just actually read that part. It said that Edward was casting no reflection. But I think that's kind of weird because throughout the rest of the book, you actually see that, they're taking pictures and you can see them in pictures. And I mean, I remember even Rosalie looking at herself in the mirror, so I'm kind of figuring, like, okay, wait a minute. How come he cast no reflection in the mirror with Bella dream and everything, but then he's got a reflection, walking around? Okay, that's really weird. Anyways, moving on, I feel as if Jacob is a really cool character. Well, I used to think he was a really cool character. I like the fact that he was, pretty much average almost. He's average almost. He was like slightly above average in my opinion because he's supposed to be like, very gorgeous. And he seemed like a really nice guy, a really cool guy. And I honestly think that he really should not be with Bella because he's too good for Bella, in my personal opinion. Also, I like that it seemed like Bella was forgetting about Edward almost as soon as when you felt as if it's all over with. Edward is no longer here. He comes back into her life. I'm like, oh, and she drops everything again for him. And honestly, I don't think that's a good role model. That you drop everything that you've been trying to do, heal and stuff for a guy. Please move on. He should be the one coming back begging for you, not you going around begging for him, like, we have to be together, all this other stuff. Let him do that. You are the girl. He should pursue you, not the other way around. Also, I felt as if it kind of ended kind of weird, but it did end in a good way, like a good weird. So it did kind of make me feel as if, wow, I wonder what's going to happen next. Next, we had Eclipse. Now, I have to say, Eclipse is actually my favorite in the whole book series. Yes, I've read Breaking Dawn. I'm going to talk about Breaking Dawn in part 2. Eclipse is my favorite. Oh, I did. New Moon, I give 4 stars out of 5. But anyways, Eclipse, I'm definitely giving 5 out of 5. Eclipse is really good. And I feel as if anyone who loved the series would love Eclipse. Probably the best. Well, in my opinion, I believe you will love it the best. I loved the tit scene. I loved the supposed love triangle that was really going on and everything. The reason I say supposed love triangle was because we knew from the get-go she is no way she's getting with Jacob. She does not love Jacob the way she loves Edward. And I knew that from the get-go with her, how she was acting and everything. I mean, you could be in love with someone, but you could love someone way more than you love that person. I feel as if she was in love with Edward, but she wasn't really in love with Jacob, if that makes any sense. Also, I loved, like, my favorite scene, like, was the tent scene when they were talking, and that was really good, and Bella was kind of dazing out and crap. Like, oh god, here we go with this damsel in distress and how she's so weak. She's really weak. I understand Stephanie was saying, like, she doesn't have superpowers, though. She's the average teenager. She can't fight everything like that. But yeah, you should be able to stand up for yourself, and that's something that I never got from Bella. She never really stood up for herself. Like, even in the whole book, one thing, she was more so crying and crap. I'm like, come on now, stop crying and whining and start fighting. I mean, yes, you may know this guy could beat the crap out of you, but don't allow him to know that. Let him know that you're strong and you're not gonna take any crap, which she definitely did not do for me at all. So I don't think she's a strong character. I just think she's a whiny little damsel in distress. Also, I feel as if Eclipse pretty much was in for me. I mean, pretty much all my stuff was answered at the end of Eclipse, so I really didn't know what to expect from Breaking Dawn because everything was answered for me. I knew they were getting married. I knew Belle was going to turn to a vampire, and I knew that she chose Edward over Jacob. So it was pretty much like nothing else was need to be told. And I think that's another reason why I hate Breaking Dawn. But I'm about to go to 10 minutes, so my next review is going to be a Breaking Dawn part 2. So I hope you like this, and please comment and rate.